Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's History World with Goober the Traveling Bear, where we're in the town of Mathews in the Mathews Museum this November 15th, I guess it is. And we're going to go in and see what the new exhibits that Tom Robertson has got coming up, huh, Goober? So let's go on in and see what's going on. Well, hello, Tom. Goober and I are here to visit. We want to see what do you have new going on in the museum this spring?
Well, Bill, it's always a pleasure to welcome you and Goober because you guys make some great videos, and you've certainly helped a lot of organizations around town and other places. We had our members-only reception last night to let our members know what we're doing, and today we're open from 10 to 2 on like each Saturday, and we hope the public will start coming in because we have some really nice exhibits to show, and we're not finished with all of them yet. Over here, Dr. Haynes' carriage house. Dr. Haynes was a town doctor here from 1891 to about 1950.
So this is the carriage house in here?
That's right. And this is his carriage. We're not ready to show it yet because we're putting all of his medicines and so forth in the cabinet. We just got the harnesses donated, and we're going to be restoring his carriage. It's actually in very good shape, but it needs to be sanded down and painted. And we'll have this hopefully in next year's Christmas parade. But we'll have this all set up as a carriage house. We have a horse stall here, and we're going to have bags of oats and bales of hay, and it's going to look like an authentic old carriage house from the late 1800s. As you can see here in our main room, we've got a lot of animals here.
Yeah, what's that? Beaver looks awful big.
I don't think I or anyone else that comes and comments on it has ever seen a beaver quite that big. Very overfed, I think. And the river otter next to him. The river otter is a real plague here in Mathews. They really upset the crabbing industry. They go in and go into the crab pots and flip them upside down and get the bait out, and then end up getting the crabs out. So we're left with bent up crab pots. You can see we have a lot of animals. We're calling this a county critter Christmas. And
you got to say that one more time for our viewers.
This is a county critter Christmas.
All right.
And this is good for young and old. All of these birds and animals are found here in Mathews. Even very, very rarely, if you see peeking through the trees, you see a big 400-pound black bear.
Oh my goodness, Goober, he loves bears, you know. Wow, that is neat how you have him hidden between the trees there. You don't notice him at first.
Until you walk behind, then you see a huge bear.
Now, what are these other animals you have laying here?
This is a very rare piebald deer. It's a regular white-tailed Virginia deer. They're very common, but 1% of the population comes out white with brown spots or white with black spots. Some of them even look like Dalmatians, where the spots are. Very rare. And good old fox and bobcat. And here, sound asleep, is Pogo the possum. It's daytime, so Pogo is sleeping.
Pogo's alive. I see it twitching.
Yes, Pogo's alive. It's daytime.
Oh, you don't have to wake Pogo up.
She wants to sleep.
All right. Wow. Well, Pogo, we won't. Now, this is a really cool exhibit because you have a live possum in it. All right. Now, would you mind telling our viewers, and I'm going to put into the video the pump organ in the next room. Okay. I took a minute video of that last night, and I'm going to edit into this video. So let's go in and check out your pump organ. All right. Now, what's the history of this pump organ?
This is an 1891 A.B. Chase pump organ, and it was donated to us along with $500 to help get it redone. And it had sit for a long time, and the bellows were in surprisingly good shape. They had been rebuilt some years past, but the reeds were in pretty rough shape, and we were lucky enough to have the Thompson organ rebuilders. They do the organ rebuilding in Colonial Williamsburg, and they're not that far away. And they came up here and spent 2 days and got the organ in beautiful condition. So it plays wonderfully and extremely loud. I had no idea something that's not electric could be amplified with just air. Uh, and it's has a great sound. We had a young lady, Charlene Moore, that came in last night, and the Sunday.
She played beautiful, and I'm going to edit her playing into this video.
Oh, that's great. Um, she played a wonderful rendition of Dixie to celebrate Captain Sally Tompkins' birthday, and we'll be talking about her in a moment. Uh, it was really interesting. So we're very lucky to have her. She's the organist at the Mathews Baptist Church.
Very good. All right. Well, let's go on and show me some more stuff in the
Okay.
museum. Well, where are we heading next to, Tom?
We're going to our newest exhibit, which has been somewhat controversial. Captain Sally Tompkins was the only commissioned female officer in the Confederate Army. She was able to take that commission reluctantly. She did not want to be in the military, but President Jefferson Davis told her that since she was a hospital administrator and a nurse, that they were closing all of the civilian hospitals down, and he wanted to keep her hospital open because it was the best hospital in the whole Civil War. She had a 95.5% survivability rate, which was unimaginable in Civil War hospitals. And she ran the Robertson Hospital in Richmond. It was really great that we got her here because I guess it was sad too, in that Sally was one of 20 women that were chosen that had really accomplished a lot in Virginia. And she was chosen to go in a sculpture garden at the state capitol grounds in Richmond. But along came 2019 when they were installing the statues. And at that time, they were tearing down and vandalizing all of the Confederate monuments all over the country. And they decided not to include her because they were worried about people coming in and vandalizing all of the statues if she were in there. But again, she didn't wear a uniform. She didn't carry a gun. All she did was save lives.
And I read in the one book, I think it's Tom Wyatt's book on Sally Tompkins, that she treated Union, Confederate, African Americans. It didn't matter who you were. She helped them.
That's correct. It was such a sorrow that she's been treated throughout history the way she has been. And she was fine until just recent years. But now we have her here. I lobbied. She was stuck in a supply closet at the State Library in Richmond. And it took a lot of effort by the Mathews Museum and with the Sally Tompkins chapter of the United Daughters of the Confederacy to really put pressure on the Commonwealth of Virginia to allow her to come here. And we finally got permission, and they brought her down just about 3 weeks ago.
And this is her hometown.
This is her hometown. She was born, raised here. She is buried here, and the home she was born in is being restored now, Poplar Grove.
Right. And Goober made a video there a month ago. Well, let's go in and check on Sally. Well, we're in the statue room. Tom, take it away.
Okay. Miss Sally, as she was referred to by a lot of the soldiers, was a petite lady. She was 4'11", and as the statue is, it's life size. But the statue is a little different than she was in life because this is a solid bronze statue, cost about $250,000 to make. And over $180,000 of that came from Mathews citizens for her to be placed in the Capitol Square. But when it was decided that she would not take her place there, that's when we got her here. And the citizens said, we put all this money out. We want to make sure people see her. So they brought her in, and it was quite a feat to get her in here because even though she's very small, Her statue weighs 1,600 pounds.
It sounds solid.
It is solid bronze, 1,600 pounds.
So it's not like an Easter rabbit thing where it's not hollow.
That's right. I assumed it was going to be like that. I was sadly mistaken because it was a monster to get her in here. Thank goodness we had to widen doors and all to get her through. But this is her little gallery now.
What's over here? This timeline. Can you go through this for our viewers? I thought,
Yes, the timeline.
let me move over this side, Mr. Tom.
Sure.
And so this is our first placard.
Yes, Sally was born in 1833 here in Poplar Grove in Mathews, and she became a nurse. She was well-to-do at the time. When the war started, Judge Robertson donated his home in Richmond to be turned into a hospital for her to take care of the wounded. And right in the beginning of the war, most of the people that came in the hospital had diphtheria, diarrhea, broken bones, and so forth. That had nothing to do with the war. But as the war progressed, more and more battlefield injuries came in and amputations. And she was so far ahead of her time. She found out that something that most of the other Civil War hospitals really didn't pay any attention to, that infections caused more deaths than the battlefield injuries, that you needed clean water. You didn't get the water downstream of a cattle herd, and you didn't take the bandages off of one wounded soldier when he died and put them on the next soldier without washing them. A lot of these things that seem simple today, they didn't really realize back then. So her cleanliness helped save many, many lives.
So after the Civil War, this timeline you have of her is very interesting. You got the later years, 1865, 1916. So
Well, after the Civil War, she had gone through all of her money helping other people. She donated money to every cause she could to help all the people that have been in terrible condition because of the war. So her later years, she was destined to become a member of the old Confederate Home for Ladies, and she lived in poverty the rest of her life. But she was a strong-willed woman, and at the end of the war, when the soldiers were allowed to come home and wearing their uniforms and carrying their rifles, the law came out that you could no longer show any support for the Confederacy. You couldn't wear Confederate buttons. You couldn't fly Confederate flags. No sign of the Confederacy was allowed. Well, Miss Sally didn't quite agree with that since she had been through the war and saving lives, and she flew her flag right over here on the wall. This was her flag that she flew during the war, and I think up until it was probably last flown in 1895 for the reunion of all the Confederate soldiers. The stars have pretty well disappeared on it. It's in very, very delicate condition right now, but that was her flag.
wow. All right. And I know we made a video of your musical bugles here.
Yes, these are very interesting. The cornet, that's the identical model cornet that was used for the funeral of Stonewall Jackson, and the bugle on the right side, until I had to play taps with it a few times myself, was last played in public to blow assembly to call the troops together for the fall of Richmond, April 5th, 1865.
Wow.
So that has a lot of history to it.
All right. A lot of history in this museum. What else you like to show me before you gotta get to work? I know you're working on displays today. I'm gonna pause the camera here. Well, what is here?
This was just donated to us recently. This belonged to Robert James Morgan. He was a sergeant in Company D, the 61st Virginia Militia Mathews Battalion, and he was a shipbuilder. This was his shop toolbox, very well made, and a lot of workmanship went into it, all felt lining, kept his saws and all of his tools in it. And then he had his carry-around toolbox, but both of these were donated to us. He's buried in the Jarvis Cemetery, died in 1920.
Wow.
And we were given this print This is it's called Return to Gettysburg, and it's a ghost all around Gettysburg battlefield.
And the Christmas
The
raid.
Christmas raid.
All right. Well, let's pause the camera here. Or should I? I'll just follow you. I'll let the camera run. My viewers like Jack Brendel in Arizona, he loves it when I just let it run. What do we have here?
These all tools that were used in Mathews. Some of them go back to the Civil War era. And one thing we've since the last time you were here, we've put in all new floors. We've epoxied all of our floors. They were in rough shape, but now we have nice, clean, shiny floors that are easy to take care of. You've been in here before. This has been a favorite exhibit. This is Tom Hunley's Country Store.
Well, we'll just do a quick pan because I have done a couple videos in here.
Yeah, everything in here is from Mathews Country Stores from many years gone by. Tom Hunley was a justice of the peace, and he put this together when they were throwing these things away because the Great Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company came to town, and like the Walmart of today, it put most of the old country stores out of business. And he was able to save a lot that was being thrown in the trash in order to build a general store in his backyard and invite people to come and see what the old days look like. But
it's wonderful.
His son, Ray Hunley, is our treasurer and a board member. And he said, you give me a room in here and I'll redo the country store. And he really did a nice job on it. And we have this much stuff up in that storage that we can change things around.
Wonderful. All right. Why do you have a bowling alley pin thing here?
This building, built in 1936 as a Texaco gas station, then a Dodge Plymouth car dealership, then it became a bowling alley. And we have pictures of it when people were bowling in here. It was the Bijou Alleys. And shortly thereafter, the electric company came in here. In 1935, Mathews started getting electricity. Very few people had it until the late 40s and early 50s. But this became the electric company. It was East Coast Systems that became Virginia Electric and Power, and then Dominion Energy. So people would come here and pay their bills. Again, that was after the bowling alley.
I love your poster. I want you for the U.S. Army.
Yes,
in this now.
I wonder who gave us. I think Goober gave us
Goober
that
the
poster.
Traveling Bear donated this to the museum.
Yes, he did.
And it looks great there.
We're very happy to have that here. Banking has changed all over the country. Banks get gobbled up by big banks. And Mathews is no exception at the time. We had the Farmers Bank of Mathews, and I think that ended up becoming Chesapeake Bank today. But some of the banking items from many years gone by. We have two displays that we're working on now. We haven't put all of our graphics together, but we're going to have this display called Down on the Farm. And there are a lot of things in here that may be recognizable, but we're going to have even more things that people will say, what in the world is that? So we're going to have a little guessing game and ask people to identify some of the items that were in daily use on farms around here. Here, Grandma's Kitchen. This is things from a typical kitchen from basically 100 or so years gone by, back from the 1880s on up to the mid-50s. And it just shows the evolution of appliances in a place like Mathews. And most all of these came from this right here locally. And it's also got a lot of somewhat unidentifiable pieces. This is a piece that came in. It took a while to figure out what this was. Nobody was able to identify it. We finally looked it up. And this, we didn't know what this was. And I think maybe it's a ravioli maker. We're not real sure.
Now, what is this?
This, it looks like it would move something up and down because it looked like it was a cord coming out of here.
Okay.
But we found out it was an electric cord. And this could hook to your sewing machine, a drill, a lathe, anything. This was a rheostat. The more you pushed it down, the more electricity that went to the motor, and it made it go faster.
Oh.
So this is from 100 years ago.
Okay.
But that was one of the very first electrical innovations to go on electric motors.
Now, I think I saw Leave It to Beaver had a refrigerator with a canister on top.
And, you know, this is called a monitor refrigerator. Can you guess why it's called a monitor?
Because of the turret.
That's right. This is resembles the old Union Ironclad, the Monitor, and this is still listed here. The GE General Electric Monitor remains the most recognized and most dependable refrigerator ever built. This one still works like a brand new one. It weighs about 500 pounds. They were unbelievably heavy. And I don't have it plugged in right now, but we were lucky to get this. It's like brand new inside.
Wow.
Said just somebody took really good care of it.
All right. Well, you have so much across the spectrum. You have a wildlife, you have the American Civil War, you have local Mathews stuff. And I see you have some kind of construction going on in this last display room. What's going to go in there?
You can see the caution tape all around. This is sort of the dark cavern of the museum, in that this is the beginning of a spectacular exhibit that we're going to have here. As I told the folks that visited last night, Gilbert Klingel is probably the most famous man to ever live on Gwynn's Island that nobody knows. No one knows who he is, but he's revered around the world as a shipmaker, a naturalist, a photographer, an author, a metallurgist. He is a real Renaissance man. And back in 1954, he was commissioned by National Geographic to build a two-man submersible called the Aquascope. And he and his partner were lowered down to the bottom of the Chesapeake Bay several different times. He spent over 100 hours under the bay and took the first underwater photographs, color photographs ever taken under the Chesapeake Bay.
And well, you don't have a submarine here, do you?
We have his Aquascope here, 4,100 pounds. That too was a bear to get in here. And we will soon have that on display. It will appear to be underwater. It'll be on a bed of sand with the fish and the crabs and all around it. The walls will be midnight blue. We'll have all of the photographs that he took back in 1954 that ended up as a 16-page pictorial article in National Geographic, May 1955 issue. And we'll have the pontoon boat that lowered it down up in the ceiling with the cables hooked to it, so you can see how it was lowered down. The lights that will be behind it will be shimmering like it's underwater, and you'll see the waves.
Wow.
All the water shimmering. And we've got to replace the light because we had it on last night and it just went out this morning, so it's not working, but we have extras. But this is going to be a dynamite display, unlike anything anyone's ever seen in Mathews before. It will be a magnificent one, and National Geographic will be here to cover it. They want to be here for the grand opening, which we hope will be in February by our annual meeting.
Well, you got a lot of work to do. Now, how about, how's the museum? Do you have volunteers? I mean, how are you going to get that built?
We are 100% volunteer and always in need of more volunteers, and we hope we get more members. This is a great place to be a member because your membership is usually the cost of $25 is taking care of the first reception you come to. We have some nice receptions here that people donate things for. And the more members we have, the more the word gets out. And at this time, we're meeting in the next couple of days to complete our website and Facebook page that were woefully antiquated. And now we're going to have them all updated, and people can look at both the website and our Facebook page and see the remarkable things that are happening here. So we're very pleased, very excited about that we're going to have, and name will go out much, much faster now and better, especially to those organizations we're hoping to get to make grants to us.
All right. Well, I know you have some volunteers coming in and put a new sign out front so people find the museum. But if someone's watching my video, how do they find the Mathews Museum? Where are we located and what are your hours?
Well, we're here in what you could call sleepy little Mathews, Virginia, the county that still doesn't have a traffic light. And we're located at 200 Main Street, right across from the Food Lion. And we're open from 10 to 2 on Saturdays at this time. But come springtime, once we get all of our exhibits completed, we hope to be open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we hope people will come out and see us. And our theater, we've even gotten requests now to start having weddings in our theater and using the pump organ. We'll be having pump organ concerts maybe on a monthly basis. We've got so many things planned. Movie nights, speakers coming in, a lot of videos on the various exhibits that we have. So we're very excited about the future for the museum, and we think it's going to bring a lot of folks into Mathews County.
All right. Well, I guess Goober and I will head on to our next museum. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we close out?
Well, we'd just like to say thank you, Bill, for all the good work you do in the community. And Goober's always welcome to come here because he always gets people excited about coming into the museum. And he's been a big promoter of what we're doing here.
And you are featured in the Goober Calendar 2026. I think it's the month of July. All right, everyone. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and thank you for watching.